Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Anna for those of you who didn't know that, and today I'm doing my wrap-up, my last wrap-up of 2018, so my December wrap-up. So without further ado, let's just get into them. So the first two books I want to talk about, I read on my Kindle or my iPad. The first is Teeth by Saya Feli, and this book I have been reading for quite a long time. It follows Isa, and he meets a boy named Rocky, and basically he helps this boy Rocky, and 6 years later he comes back, and then everything starts to go wrong, and Rocky and Isa has to find out what is going on. So before I'm talking about the next book, we'll talk about a few other. So I read two stories in the Chronicles of Narnia. The first one being The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Basically here we are following Edmund, Lucy and their cousin Eustace, who comes back to Narnia when Caspian is out looking for the Seven Lords, and they are on a ship called the Dawn Treader. And we follow them through that where evil really lurks. And I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. And I forgot to mention, I gave Teeth 4 out of 5 stars. So the next book in this one was The Silver Chair, and here we are following Eustace and Jill. And they both go back to Narnia to help find Caspian's long-lost son, which I totally just forgot the name for. Rilian. They go to find Rilian to bring him back to his father, who is really old and soon be dying. So it's kind of a race of time to find Rilian before time's up. And I gave that one 3 out of 5 stars. It's not my favorite read, but I mean, it's a real good one. The next two I have been reading is Free Reign, I almost said a spin-off. So the first is The Steeplechase Secret, where it's like a steeplechase horse race, and Mia really wants to compete, but Zoe just wants to keep out of trouble for once, even though it's really hard for her. And it's really exciting, but Zoe really wants to investigate, and that can't hurt, right? I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it was an enjoyable read. And the next is Fight to the Finish, and here Brightfield Stables are getting a visit from a really great dressage rider called Poppy, And rather Zoe or Jade has the money to be on her clinic, so her hosts a competition. And competitions never go well with friends. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars as well. It was enjoyable, but I mean, not like top. The next I read was Yona of Dawn by Nishu Kusanagi, and this is a manga. We are following Princess Yona, who is really exciting because it's soon her 16th birthday, but everything goes wrong when her father is killed and she needs to run away with Hawk, who is like her protector, and she feels really betrayed of the one who did it, but yeah, she really struggles to escape and try to forget what happened. So this is the first edition. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was a really strong start and I can't wait to continue. The next book I read was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and here we are following 3 sisters. And the main person is Jude, and Jude and her sisters are taken to fairy world, where they really struggle to fit in, especially Jude and one of her sisters. The third sister is a fairy, so she doesn't really have to struggle to fit in. But in this, Jude is really mocked because she's mortal, and she really struggles with the fact because, yeah, she really wants to fit in and just like be a knight and be like a brave, but it's really hard because she's constantly being mocked. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I can't wait for the next book to come out. So yeah, it's gonna be real fun. And then I can talk about another book. That is The Lost Sisters by Holly Black, and that is like a novella from Cruel Prince. And here we are following Jude's sister, Taryn, who falls in love with Locke. And basically we get to see her story, how it was. Like behind the Cruel Prince. And I gave that book 4 out of 5 stars because it was really enjoyable and to like see what's going on in Taryn's mind and just see how it actually happened. Yeah. The next book I read was Brave Enough by Kitty Gardner, and here we are following Casey Martin, who is a ballerina, and she never had a choice to do anything because her mother has been deciding everything because she's like the director for her. But everything changes when Carson gets cancer and has to go to the hospital, and her mother won't accept the truth that she just might never be able to dance again, even though they both hope it. We are also following Davis, who has survived cancer, but his drug addiction nearly killed him. Now he works his community service off at the hospital and meets Kaysen. But Davis is really struggling, and it doesn't get any better when his ex decides to stroll into his life again, and she's still battling her addiction. So basically, Kaysen and Davis, they are not friends, but they start to depend on each other, and they both need to beat the odds on what's normal for them. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it, and you can also see it on the stickers. It was just so amazing. The last book I read this month was The State of Grace by Rachel Lucas. So this was something different. It's about Grace, and she has Asperger's. So basically, she likes to have things a certain world, a certain way, and she got a best friend and a horse, and that is all she needs. But when she kisses Gabe, everything changes, and things go wrong at home, and everything just falls apart for her. And she's really struggling to keep up with everything that's going on. So yeah, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was really something different. I have never seen it that way. And I feel like this is really something that I felt like I learned from it. I grew on this book. So yeah, that was all the 10 books I read this month. I made my goal of 50 books. I made it this year, which is crazy. I never thought I would actually be able to do that. So yeah, that was it for this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below for more videos. And I will see you next time. Bye!